Hey guys, Sean Hammond with Premier Guitar. We're at Winter NAMM 2020 in Anaheim talking to Peter at Henriksen Amps. Peter, how's it going?
It's going great. We're having a great show so far. Thanks for coming by.
Glad to hear it. We got Bruce Foreman playing for us, and we'll hear more from him in a sec. You got a few new products here, including a new head version of the Bud, right?
Right. So the Bud kind of skyrocketed our company when we launched it a few years ago, and people have been asking us for a smaller version they can take with them. Travel a little bit better, you know, in between a DI box and a pedal board amp. So what Bruce is plugged into now, it's the Bud. It's got our 2-channel preamp, phantom-powered inputs, so you can use microphones or, you know, standard 1/4-inch jackers. It's got our same line out, you know, speaker options, everything, and that the Bud has. It's just there's no speakers. So it weighs about 5 pounds. It's 120 watts, and you can take it anywhere with you. You don't have to have a load on it, so you can just plug straight into the board or plug the powered speaker cabinet. You can take a wedge or something that the venue has and hear yourself. And the sound that you send to the what you hear is what's going out to the board. So.
Now, at 5 pounds and 120 watts, does that mean it's like a digital Class D power amp?
Yeah, it's a Class D power amp. And we migrated everything in 2019. Class D has gotten so good, you know, for the solid-state preamp that we designed. It's amazing how efficient it is and how clean it is.
Nice. Okay, so do we want to hear any different sounds from that, or should we move on to the Forte?
Well, let's move on to the Forte. So we soft-launched the Forte last year, and now we're really moving forward with. We have two options. We have a Eminence Cannabis Rex and the Eminence George Alessandro speaker. So it's kind of like a darker bluesier or a darker jazzier tone with the Cannabis Rex and a bluesier brighter tone with the George Alessandro.
It's kind of weird hearing you talk about those speakers because, I mean, we were talking before we were rolling, and you know most people have known you as a jazz amp now, but you're trying to expand to offer stuff for. You know, blues players and stuff, right?
Yeah, so our product line really lends itself well to, you know, straight ahead jazz, but we're, you know, spreading out from there into, you know, a larger variety of types of music. So the Forte is the perfect thing for that. It's we took our regular preamp from, that's standard on all of our amplifiers that has a 5-band EQ and an input gain control, and we integrated a 12AX7 preamp into that, and then it goes into our analog 120 watt power output stage. So this is not Class D. It's got incredible amounts of headroom. It can get as loud as a Fender Twin, but it only weighs 28 pounds.
And how many watts?
It's 120.
Wow.
It's a little higher than that on the bench, but for regulatory purposes, it's 120. And so you can see, I'll show you, the 5-band EQ is on sliders. The saturation control, it's not like a gain, it saturates the plate. It's a full plate voltage tube integration. So then it goes onto the bass and the treble, reverb volume, and it's got a line out that's basically a tube, you know, the preamp output. So if you're having trouble miking something, you can line out into, you know.
So you said the saturation is not like a gain control. Is that more like it warms up the sound?
Yeah, it just raises the saturation of the tube plate. So what that, from a player's perspective, it makes it a really good pedal platform. And anything that you plug into it is going to interact with that tube stage differently, and the EQ interacts with it differently. So you can go from straight ahead cleans up to a real, you know, grindy, spanky kind of Telecaster, and you can even shred on it a little bit, especially with a pedal in front of it.
Okay. Is that a segue where we're going to grab this T-style over here?
Yep.
All right, Peter, so now we got Bruce, a T-style over here. Yep. You got it dialed for a jazzy sound, but then we're going to show how it can move beyond kind of what people have traditionally associated with Henriksen, right?
Yeah, so we're going to start with it. The input gain is all the way down, the saturation's all the way down, and it's pretty level, so just play some jazzy telly stuff. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so now you're gonna...
Now we're gonna turn up the input gain a little bit and turn up the saturation to about half. And Gonna dig in a little bit. Yeah.
We're gonna have Bruce dig in a little bit. That's definitely not a sound that people have traditionally associated with you guys. Now, are we going to up the ante even more?
We're going to tank it all the way up. You're going to have to shred a little bit, Bruce, if you don't mind. So this is really with everything pushed into that tube stage.
Nice. All right, so one question for you. The reverb, is it a digital reverb in there?
It is a digital reverb. We use a long set Accutronics built-in BTDR chip.
Is that sort of a hall or plate style? Or?
It's, I think it's supposed to emulate a long room. I don't think it's a plate. It's a digital reverb.
Go Google it, guys. So do you want to tell people how much this is? Oh, and there's also, do you want to mention the head version real quick?
So we make a head version of the Forte for, of course, if you want to travel with it or if you've already got speaker cabinets. One of the nice things about playing guitar, obviously, is to experiment with different speakers and how they change your voice. And so a lot of people like the heads. It's got mounting screws where you could put rack ears on it if you wanted to. It's exactly the same as the combo.
Sweet. You want to tell us the prices, and then we'll tell everyone where to go check out stuff online and let them go?
Yeah. So the Bud head is $8.99, and the Forte is $18.99. The Forte head is $12.99, and
these are street prices.
Yeah, the street prices, and you can find out more about it at henriksenamplifiers.com, and look for us on Facebook as well.
Sweet. Thanks, guys. Please press subscribe because we got a lot more cool stuff from NAMM and all sorts of other things. So we don't want you to miss it later.